Boondock flow, you already know. On my Huey P. Newton shit, sacrificial lamb, put me on a crucifix. Who is this? It's God in the flesh. When you take a stand, say it with your chest. Black man, we the best. Yes, that's what. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if it's installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. Slavery was abolished in 1865. Add 300 years, that's 2165. We're in 2026. So we're well within that time frame. I just believe that we are still slaves mentally and economically. What's y'all thoughts on that? Ponder upon that as I dive deeper into this subject. All right, so imagine you just walking down the street and in the direction that you gotta go, you just see a group of YNs. So immediately, what most people would do, I think, their antennas would go up. Then they may start looking for alternate routes or, another way around or something, just to not go past them, to avoid conflict.
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
No. Potential conflict. Or, shit, you could be feeling bold that day and ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting in my path or getting to where I gotta go. And so you go there. And if someone presses that issue, it's just an issue on hand. I understand. All right, now just reverse it. Imagine that group of YNs, just a group of white boys, something like that. Are your antennas gonna go up?
Where was your antennas?
As it would with the YNs? Or would that fear meter just drop drastically? As a black person in America, whoever created and instilled that in us to be cautious and fearful of other black people, they geniuses. They succeeded at that plan. It worked. And now everywhere we go, or a lot of places we go, when we see a group of black people, a group of YNs or whatever, the antennas go up and we start to get cautious. But just imagine if it was the opposite. All right. Another thing that's been instilled in black Americans is the fear of the cops. Or how they said it back in the day, the overseers. And what would the overseers do? They would kill black slaves to keep slaves in line. Put it on blast, put it on Front Street, and to make an example out of a black person. What's going on in modern times? Body cams, black people getting killed, showing everybody, especially black Americans, all right, y'all better stay in line or this gonna happen to y'all. Whoever instilled this, they want us to fear black people. They want us to fear white authority, but they also want us to not fear them enough to depend on them. They want us to depend on them as well. And this letter goes further into that. So just stick with me. I'm gonna have more videos, more parts to this, and it's gonna go all into that. Yeah, just comment below if what y'all thoughts on this is, and if y'all have ever witnessed anything or seen anything similar or opposite. Shit, I want to know. Let's start some dialogue. Then we have media. We got radio, newspaper, social media, the news that comes on the television, TV shows, networks, all of that portrays black people, black Americans as of lesser intelligence or always having something to do with crime. And so if that's the image that people see continuously, what do you think is gonna become of that? Like, they're gonna see another black person and be cautious and be like, okay, be distrustful, and maybe some crime can occur. So they're gonna be on eggshells around this black person, and that's another thing that's wanted as well. This leads to stereotypes. It's been countless amounts of times where I've been stereotyped by other Africans, like, and they, because I'm a black American, so they already have this preconceived notion about me, and I'd have been kicked out my friend's house before just because I'm like, yo, what did I do? They just didn't want me in their house because of my demeanor or how I am, or because of the stereotypes or whatever. And I'm just like, yo, and I fool with my Africans, yo. Like, I got African best friends, all that, and I'm just like, y'all putting all this stereotype on me, but we need to be together because they look at y'all the same way they look at me. So it's like, it's no one better or anything like that. And that's a part of the goal. Their goal too is division as well among different cultures and things like that. And it's like, nah, like we come from the same place. Why be separate when we could be together and be stronger? But this leads me into the topic of discussion about older and younger generations. You know, that's in another video as well, but just briefly touching on that is another topic or key point of division that they want as well, because I do notice, like, my younger Africans, they fool with me. Like, we cool. It's more of the older Africans and then even some older Americans that just I get the feeling. I understand it because us youngins, we do be wilding. We do. But I get the feeling that it's like, it's just a disconnect. And I would love to get a perspective from people from the older generation and then some people from the younger generation on this topic to see what the disconnect is and how we can get that bond back, because I feel like it takes everybody to make this shit work. It's not just the young people, the old people. We gotta mesh. We gotta blend this shit. And I feel like sometimes it's separation. So yeah, y'all let me know what we could do or what y'all think. Just what's y'all opinions on this topic. Dog, it's so much fucking competition among black Americans. It's like we got a necessity to compete with each other. Like, if we just take a step back and look at the bigger picture, it's been like that from the beginning of times. A lot of us have been placed in environments where resources are limited. So in these environments where resources are limited that we've been placed in on purpose, I might add, how in the world can you trust anyone if it's a dog-eat-dog world and it was set up that way? But knowing what we know and knowing how it was set up, why would we submit and just conform to the way that it's wanted for us to conform? Why not do the opposite? And the opposite could be so much more abundant for us. In an environment where success seems unattainable and collaboration is null and void, the only way to go is competition. But that's only because instilled within the black American is a scarcity mindset. If we place in an environment with limited resources, of course we're gonna have a scarcity mindset, and it's just scraps and dog eat dog. We just, we just trying to scramble to survive and shit like that. But rather than doing that, coming together, everybody eats.
Everybody eats, B.
All right, so here's the plot. The plot is that black people have been pitted against each other for a very long time now, So it's always going to be some type of division, whether that's colorism or nationalism or whatever it is. It's just like it's going to be culture against culture or shade against shade. And the reason for doing all of that and creating those divisions is that they know together we're too powerful. We're too powerful. So the only way to make something strong weak is to infiltrate on the inside and start just pulling that little plugs, and just making that shit break down over time.
In Vietnam,
Man, all I know is we gotta take that power back. What are y'all willing to do to get back to that black unity that was here? What are some actions that we can take? Yeah, how can we be about action? Shit, let's keep this conversation, let's keep this discussion going. Leave comments down below. Shit, DM me, do whatever. Like, let's actually discuss, because I'm serious about this and I want what's best for our people.